Hello, my name is Nell, and I have things to say about disability, chronic illness, and mental health. I live with all of these things, as do many other people, and in my videos on my channel, I talk about these topics, as painful as they are, partly to connect with other people who experience them, and to look them in their tired eyes and say, I get it, it's bullshit. Just keep trucking, keep going. But also to reach out to people who don't know what it's like, and to hopefully give them some insight into what we deal with. If that sounds like something that interests you, I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel. I get so excited anytime I see a new subscriber because it means that somebody thought that what I have to say has value and wants to listen to me. And that's amazing. I'm really passionate about this. Secondly, I would love it if you would come to my channel every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, watch my new videos. Also comment on my videos, let me know what you thought. Let me know if you have any similar experiences or opinions or different opinions. I would love to hear them. And let me know if there's anything you want to hear from me in the future. And also, if you watch a video of mine and you think of somebody who would benefit from it, I really encourage you to share it. I would really like that. You know, get the word out. What I have to say, I believe, has value. And if you know of a way to give it more value, then that would be great. Today I want to talk about two particular phrases that I have come across quite often when talking to people about the wheelchair accessibility or lack thereof in public spaces. One of those is, it was a different time, and the other is, it was built a while ago. They're usually used in conjunction. I recently had this said to me. I was asking a place why they didn't have a particular wheelchair facility, and I was told, oh well, it was built about 25 years ago, you know, it was a different time then. And I said, oh, a different time, yeah, when people like me were kept in institutionalized environments and weren't able to go out shopping. So you didn't have to have room for wheelchairs because we were kept inside. That different time? Got a little awkward. But that's the thing, when you say it was a different time, well, a different time for who? Probably wasn't a different time for you. Life would have been pretty similar for you, but for me and people like me, it would have been vastly different. That's a huge place of privilege too, to be able to throw away and say, it was a different time. Also, funny thing about time is that it changes, it moves on. Yeah, it was a different time. Different time. You can't say, well, we haven't changed because it was a different time then. Then it's not a different time. If you haven't changed, it's not a different time. You're living in the past. Move on. Let's move on. When they say it was built a while ago so we don't have those facilities, well, okay, maybe 20, 30 years ago, people with wheelchairs weren't out and about, but we are now, increasingly so. So it needs to be a priority now. And I've heard some people say, well, we don't really get many people with wheelchairs in here, so we don't worry about wheelchair access. Well, guess what? Chicken and the egg scenario. You are not going to get wheelchair users in your store if it's not wheelchair accessible. It's like saying, we don't serve chicken on our menu. We've never served chicken because no one's ordered chicken. Well, yeah. Logic dictates that for somebody to use a service, you have to provide one, build it, and they will come. People with wheelchairs are out and about now. We're out there. We're in your communities. We're in your shops. We're in your restaurants. We want to buy your stuff. We want to eat your food. We want to participate. We want to be a part of things. And times have changed because we can do that now. So make our needs a priority. When places have been renovated time and time again, you don't get to use the excuse, it was built a while ago, times were different. Because you've clearly shown that you can update and you can renovate. If you tell me that you don't have wheelchair accessible bathrooms because the place was built in the 60s, but then I see that you've got a full office fitted out with incredible computers and then a stainless steel kitchen, I'll be thinking, okay, all right, were they there in the 60s? Probably not. That means you've updated since the 60s. So let's update a few more things. It's just painful because it's sort of an admission of going, whoops, I forgot that you existed. I forgot. I forgot that you were a thing, so I didn't think about your needs, and, you know, which, yeah, maybe you don't see a lot of wheelchair users, but we're out there. But when people say it was built in a different time, I mean, imagine if you went to a shop, right? And that shop was built in like the mid 1800s. It was just like a really old store, right? And you went in and you were a woman. And they said, hi, you know, I'm looking for this. And they said, oh, excellent. Where's your husband? What do you mean, where's my husband? Well, this place was built in the 1800s, so you can't actually shop without a husband, you know. It's a different time. So we don't actually have any place for you as a woman to shop without your husband being present, because it was built a while ago, so that's just, you know, we haven't updated that particular thing. Or like going somewhere and being like, oh, there's no toilet for you because you're a woman and you wouldn't have been allowed to go into this place. Oh, we need to update. It was a different time. Exactly. That's the point. You're saying it yourself. It was a different time. So let's move on. Let's put that time behind us. Because now I am out in your community. I'm out there. I want to participate. Don't tell me it was a different time. Don't use the excuse of it was built a while ago, because you update everything else. Update something for me. Please update something for me. I'd like to be included. Different time, my love. Different time. It's such a dumb thing to say. Oh boy. And if you're in this position where somebody says that to you, says these things, feel free to like respond like this. Just say, well, okay, different time for who? Well, times have changed. Have you changed anything else about this building? If so, why haven't you changed this? Is it because it's not a priority? It's okay to admit it as long as we admit it and then do something about it. All right, that was my rant. That was my rant for today. Not a rant, just an impassioned plea. All right, that's all for this one. Bless.